Hey crafters, it's me, Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and welcome to Friday! Woo! So this was Free Play Friday, where I teach you, or we do something fun, or we get creative, and that kind of stuff. And today what I want to do is DIY icicles and other tips and tricks for winter cards. So if you are behind in your Christmas card making and you want to use it for that, great. But if you want to give out winter cards to people for sympathies or thinking of you or thank you cards and things like that, this would be a really fun idea for that. The stickles are what I use mostly, but I'm going to give you a couple of different ideas, which I typically do, to make sure that you have different ways to do it depending on your budget and what you have around your craft room. Hey, Christina and Alicia, Susan, thanks for joining us. And so, yeah, I'm going to show you a couple different ways because not everyone has the same kind of stuff. We will be making a couple of cards. So I've got a couple of card bases here. The long one that folds, they both fold into the exact same measurements. However, they just look a little bit different. So I cut one piece in half the long way, and so that one opens this way, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I cut a couple of them going what I call like the short squat way, and so it opens up this way, up and down, or side by side, however you want to do it. But I've got two different ones, and I got a lot of stuff around here, but I want to show you what it is that we're making. First of all, I'm going to re-show, even though I have a video on this, how to make this like quadruple bow. This one is a quadruple bow. I'm hoping that just because it's white you can still see it. Alright, all these different ones. I'll show you how you can make that, or a double, or just a single, or whatever. Hey guys! Joanne, hello! Jane Brown! Oh, hey Brenda! Oh, you've been sick all week? That sucks. That's no fun. Monique, Elise! Hello! Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how to do that, so that's why I've got some of this out. And then the really fun thing is, check this out, and I know other people have been doing this, but look at the fun little icicles that are hanging there, and you could put one in each window. So what I did for this card base, and I'm going to show you how to do those in just a moment, was I used one of these, which is why it didn't go in very far. So I have my window going down the side here, and then I have my tree on the inside. Now, you have to use your creative flair and your judgment and what you want your card for. Maybe your window isn't looking out. Maybe it's looking in, or however you want to do that. I just wanted some icicles hanging down here. So this would basically, if there's icicles hanging on the outside, be looking in. So this would be a tree like inside the house. So I could put some warm colors on here, like a yellow and an orange and a red, so it looks like the glowing, or I could put some little glowing lights on the tree. However you want to do it is totally up to you. I'll try to end up with a finished card so you can see what I'm talking about. But those are the really cute icicles that we're going to get to making today. I'm going to show you several different ways to do it if you don't have the stuff I have. Here's another one that I'm going to go through today, and that's with the teeny tiny inks. If you invested in the little ones like this, now mine are running dry because I just don't use them very often. I should get the refills. Most likely I'll get the refills because I'm not going to throw them away, obviously. But I used a couple of different greens on this one and just swiped it. And that is a common idea that other people have done. And then I used some glitter embossing powder to make that look really cool. The hard thing about the gold, which I thought this was super fun, okay? Embossing tinsel, the gold. The hard thing about this is telling when it's done because it is so glittery. I don't know how to explain it. So it looks like some of mine got a little matte because I went a little bit too long. So I'm going to give you a little glance at that. You see where it's like super shiny? That's where I should have stopped. And like right here in the M. Is it going to clear up for us so we can get a really good look at that? Maybe I'm just too jittery today, I don't know. But you get my point. It was really hard for me to tell when to stop. So if you just have regular gold, use regular gold. You can also, if you want to sprinkle, use a regular, like a clear, and sprinkle glitter in it, you can do that as well. just make sure that if you're going to do that, that you heat the embossing powder first, melt it, you know, then sprinkle it on, or heat it so it like remelts, then sprinkle it on really quick so it sticks. You just don't want all this crazy glitter everywhere. I am a glitter lover, but I don't want glitter on everything for months and months and months. So it's totally up to where you're at with that. If Lori's watching, I know she wouldn't try it because she doesn't want that stuff everywhere. And some other people totally agree with her. I also have my surface so that I don't cut through anything. Now that I've gone through all that, you're like, you're really rabbit trailing here, Jen. Let's get down to business. I'm going to start with this one because this one is the easiest one to make. And I think I'm just going to do regular gold because that one is just so tough to do and I don't want you guys to get frustrated. So I'm going to use regular gold, and instead of just doing the greens, I'm going to try some blues. So I've got a bunch of blues here. And I think I'm going to try another one and do some reds, pinks and reds. So I've got like a coral, festive berry, sponge sugar, and then this one is picked raspberry. And look how dark that raspberry got. Holy Hannah. I love glitter. Okay, so let's do a couple of those. Let me grab my gold because I don't want to. I can do the tinsel gold if you want to see that later on, but I think the gold will just go that much smoother. Yeah, I totally changed my mind on that at the last minute. I'm like, let's just do gold. We'll get that out. I don't have a container to put it in right now, so I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way, where I do it over a piece of printer paper, and then I roll the printer paper to dump it back in my thing. So you'll see how that goes. And let's take the same one that I have here. Now, I'm going to do mine down the middle, same as this one, where that greeting is kind of right down the middle, and I already have it set up here. Merry Christmas. So you can see it there. You're going to need some Versa Mark. Debbie Wallace, thank you so much. Hearts to you, my friend. She used the super chat underneath where you type in your comments and did a one-time donation to the channel. So Versamark is the clear ink, and this is the one that you're going to want so we can do the embossing. So here's the thing. Do the embossing of the sentiment first, then do the swiping, because what happened was I swiped first and then I used this, my little embossing buddy that I made, and it didn't quite dry the ink enough, and so I ended up having a double. You could see the Christmas went double, the Merry is a little bit double there, and so we don't want that to happen to this one. So we're going to go ahead and use the embossing buddy first. Mine has baby powder. A lot of people are against that. Go ahead and fill yours with cornstarch. All you need is a little stock to make that. And then I'm going to go ahead and dip this in here, the Versamark, which is just a sticky clear ink so that it will hold the powder in place before we heat it. And I'm going to try to center this. If you have grease or your hands are greasy and you touch it, your embossing powder is going to stick to that as well. So just beware of that. No big deal if it does. You can always brush it off with a little brush. I like having a paintbrush and stuff sitting on the side. So there. And then I'm going to do this one in gold, like I said. So I'm going to close everything up because I'm going to be using that heat gun. And I don't want this to blow all over the place. Or blow everything all over the place. And there's my gold. And I'm going to sprinkle it on there. And hopefully we get a nice cover. Look at that. Not bad, right? If you notice, like on this side, I missed a little bit. Maybe I didn't get it stamped quite as nice. That's okay. That's why it's a handmade card, right? And then get that back in there. And if you have any left on the paper, put it over the top of your garbage can. And you hear me flicking that from the back side? To knock all the excess off so you have a clean piece of paper to start with if you want to do it again. Especially if you're going to change colors. Alright? So that is just a regular gold embossing arts. We'll see how it works. I don't think I've even used this one yet. Hey, Donna. This one is quite easy to see as it turned. So now we've got a nice shiny Merry Christmas on there. Now we're going to add, and it is going to warp just a little bit from the heat. You can rub that on the side of your desk, make it straighten out, whatever you need to do. I'm going to try, let's do some blue. So what I did with the green one was I started with the lightest one first. So that would be tumbled glass. Hopefully these aren't all dried out because some of my green ones were. I'm going to put this underneath it too so I can just swipe and not have to worry about that getting on my desk. Yep, so this one is a little bit dry, and that's okay because this is my lightest one. I'm just going to keep swiping it out because that's going to get mostly covered up. And then swipe from the bottom. And you can swipe in whatever direction you want, pushing a little bit harder because this one's super dry. Like I said, I haven't used this one in quite some time, so... This one is Mermaid Lagoon, so we're going to swipe with this one. It's a little bit darker of a color. I'm going to leave a couple of openings there for a little bit like darker one. And I'm going to try Salty Ocean. If that's not dark enough, I also have Chipped Sapphire here. That was not bad. Not bad at all. Merry Christmas. And you could put some other glitter and some other different colors and some fun stuff on there, but this is a really quick way to do a simple card, and you can do whatever colors you want. Pretty. So that's a tip and a trick, a little trick. All right, let's move those over. Next, I think let's go ahead and do the bow tying because that's super fun. This one is a quad bow. There's four layers, and I have one video, a really old one that shows you how to do a double bow, so you get two instead of just a regular bow. But let me show you how you do this. It's so super easy. Just spring you out a whole bunch of ribbon here. You're probably going to want a foot or more, maybe 2 feet. Here's a ruler. I've got at least a foot. Yeah, I've got like 2 feet out here. You're probably not going to use it all. What you're going to do is you're going to lay it over your hand and decide how long you want this tail to be. Your tail's going to be approximately how much is hanging from your pinky finger down, okay? So if you want a longer one, pull some extra ones down. We're focusing on these 2 fingers like you're using a scissor, okay? We've got it just draped down in front of our fingers, that's it. But your thumb is going to hold it down right here. And you're going to take this and you're going to go around this finger, okay? And then under and around this finger, under and around. Anytime you're done, whoa, wait a minute. Who else did the super chat? Lori, you stinker. Thank you so much, my friend. Anytime you're ready to stop with your bows, however many bows you want, you stop here and then you cut it off about even with your other tail, and then you push it through, okay? So I think I'm gonna do one more, one there and one underneath, and then here's where I'm gonna cut it. All right, and then from underneath this finger, that's the only, you have to make sure it comes from underneath here, okay? Then you're going to push it through your 2 fingers and the top here. There should be a little hole. All right? You bring that around and you tuck it underneath. I gotta hold my fingers here. you bring it around and you tuck it under the part that went right over your thumb here. So there's going to be a little part that went over your thumb. That's where you're going to stick it through. Okay, right there. That's where my thumb was. There's the piece. And I'm just going to pull that out and wiggle it back and forth. If you're just starting out, you might want to make that last tail super long. And then you got to wiggle it out. Wiggle it off your fingers. So what did we end up? We ended up with a tri-bow. See that? All right, so if you don't tie it off really tight, which I kind of did, but let me see if I can get this undone. Maybe not. Okay. Don't tie it completely off if you want to practice. Just take some more and see how it works for you. So here's the tail. I'm going to show you again. Here's my tail right here. And I'm going to go under and over and under and over. That's a double bow. I'm going to cut my tail a little bit longer here so I have some more to work with. So your second tail, if you're getting frustrated, cut it really long. Then you can stick it through that little hole right through here. Let me get a little bit closer. Okay, stick it through that little hole on the top and pull it out. Okay, it's going to go around all this, and see the one that went across my thumb? It's going right underneath. See that piece right there? It's going right underneath that little piece. And then you just pull that back and forth to tighten that up. And then take it off. Alright, so there's a double bow. And we've got a nice long tail there. That's really pretty. I like that one. Cute, cute. So we've got a quadruple bow, a double bow, and a triple bow. I'll bring that other bow back out here, so we can still use those. So they're very Christmassy. Imagine doing that with some red. I tried to find some just plain red ribbon, but this is easy to work with. Start with something that's easy to work with. Like, don't use like rickrack and hard like what do I want to say? Like not canvas. Burlap, like those funky kind of ribbons. Start with something that's really like squishy and easy to manipulate when you're starting out. And don't give up. Just keep trying. I mean, I didn't do my first double bow on the first try. Definitely not. It took me some practice. Now it just comes to me secondhand because I've done it so much. And that's what'll happen for you. You just got to give it a try. So now we've got some cute bows there, and you know how to do that one. The other thing that we want to do, and we're making really good time, we want to do another card like this because I want to show you how we make these really cool. So they're not stuck to the card, right? When I open up that little window, I'm going to stick my finger in there so you can see what I'm talking about. When I open up that window, they're literally hanging there. Do you see that? They're hanging. And that's the cool part about it. I want you guys to be able to make those, and it's so super easy. You guys probably already figured it out. Just use wax paper and Icicles. And I know I mismarked this because, well, yeah. Now, if you look really close at how this shines, and it's super hard to pick up on this, but in person you'll notice it right off the bat. I marked this one as Stardust, but when you look at it up and down, it looks, how do I say it, like an orange kind of tint to it, and the one down here is very blue. Let me see if I can, yeah, look, see that? See that? It almost has like a light blue tint to it, and I can't remember if this was the Stardust or if that one was, but this one on the bottom looks more like a greenish hue. That one was Crystal Icicles. And then here's another big long one that I did that looks kind of bluish. Maybe was also Stardust. I'm not sure. But now here's the deal, guys. You're looking at this going, okay, so I have to have these special Icicles, right, Jen? Because, you know, maybe I don't have these Icicles. But maybe you have just regular glue, you know, like this, like my Aleene's tacky glue's in here, right? And maybe you just have some free-flowing glitter, like a little bottle. Where'd my little bottle of glitter go now? I gotta go grab that. Uh-oh, it's hiding. Gosh darn, I had everything all ready to roll, and the glitter grew legs and walked away. Oh, no, it just fell over. Here it is. I'm using Jazzy glitter, but you can use any kind of glitter you have. I'm going to show you this one up front. See how shiny? Some glitter, when you look at it, it does not look that shiny and shimmery. This is how I wanted my icicles to look. If you want yours to have more like a dull look, you can go ahead and use some of this glitter that looks like this, that is not quite as iridescent as this kind. Whatever works for your project, because I don't know what you're making. So you can make decisions based on what you have and what you're creating. So I went ahead, and the one that's actually on this card right here, I used regular Aleene's tacky glue, and I sprinkled it with glitter. And that's what I used. Nothing fancy about it. Just glue with glitter stuck right on it. Okay? And so I'm going to show you. After that dried, and you just pick it up from one side and peel it off gently. Alright? Almost like a little winter eyelash. And then you use just regular, whatever kind of wet glue you have. Put it at a little row of it just at the top of your window, or wherever you're going to put it. Maybe you're going to put it hanging on a Christmas tree. Maybe you're going to hang it on the back of a car, on the top of a roof of a house, or whatever. But you have a little line of glue there. See that right there? And that's right where you're going to put that little icicle. And then you're going to give it time to just dry there. Okay? And that's how I did the first one. Cool, right? So I let mine dry overnight. To be honest, it probably doesn't take that long. It might take a couple of hours or half hour, who knows. I didn't wait to see. I just did mine and left them overnight, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and use this very last one and fill this last window up. And then we'll like create cards and stuff with these. And then I will show you how I put it actually on the wax paper. So there's my other one. I'm going to put on, because I've got 3 little window panes here, I'm going to put my little line of glue here. It doesn't really take much. And now I'm thinking, you know what, that's just maybe a little bit too long for this window. I could always cut it. Nope, that looks good. So see how it got a little bit longer than the window? You could go ahead and just cut that off, snip it off with the scissors, but now I've got some on every single window. Cute, cute, cute. I'm going to move a couple of these things out of my way, and I'll show you how I did that. Super simple. And I'm going to cut this part down just a little bit so I don't keep sticking my long sleeves into this stuff, okay? That's the only reason why I'm cutting mine down. You can use whatever size piece you guys want. You know what else might be kind of fun is to make words like that. We should see if we could do that. So, well, let's try this first. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my regular Aleene's tacky glue. And you have to make sure you kind of eyeball or measure how long you want something. My window was really short, so I'm going to do a short one. And I have my glue so that it doesn't come out very fast because that's the way I like it. So I have to squeeze pretty hard and pretty long to get this out of here. So I'm going to make it like that. Hey! Josie's here. Hey, Cindy, Christina, Peggy. Who else did I miss? Oh, yes, Elmer's will totally work. And so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that just a little bit thicker. You want the top to be a little bit thicker just so you've got something that's going to grab on. But like I said, you can practice with this and make it however thick or thin that you want and see how it works on your project. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it on there and drag it down. Let the glue start coming out and then drag it down and stop. Stop squeezing. It's really hard for you guys to see this, isn't it? Let me see if I can bring this up just a little bit and get that glare out. All right? So I'm going to squeeze and then pull it down and then stop squeezing and pull. Does that make sense? And you're going to want to alter them too. You don't want them all to be the same length. And they don't always grow straight down either, right? If you want it to be really pointy, then drag your tip on the wax paper. Okay? And so this was the regular glue, not the glitter glue. So we have to add the glitter. So I just went ahead and sprinkled a bunch of glitter right on top. And then I just left it. I did actually 3 rows, as you could see where I peeled it off from for that card though. So do as many rows as you think that you're going to need, and then just sprinkle them and set them aside. Okay, so that's the way to do it if you only have the glitter and some kind of glue sitting around. I think Elmer's glue would work just fine, any kind of glue. This one just happens to be Aleene's. So I'm going to set that one aside, and I'm going to show you how to do it with some stickles. Same premise, same idea, it just comes out a little quicker. But I don't want to actually accidentally bump that glitter all over the place, so I definitely want to have that out of the way. Alright, another little piece. This will probably give us an idea of which one actually turned out what color. You'll be able to tell when you put it on yours too, what color it kind of shimmers. We all have our own preferences, right? This one is called Stardust, so let's do this one and see what we get here. I didn't have very much left, so I really had to pull this together to fill this up. Here we go. This comes out way faster than my other one. I'm going to make a long strip because I can always cut it. And then pull and drag. And definitely give this some practice too. Don't just be like, oh, I can't do it, because it takes a little bit of manipulation of how fast you're pulling and how hard you're squeezing, and you have to like stop squeezing to get the tip to come out. So let me just bring this up a little bit. And I believe this is actually the Stardust. This is the one that was blue. It shimmers kind of blue. Let me show you what it looks like when it's done drying. It's this one right here where it actually says Stardust. I'm pretty sure that's the one. Okay, so if you have a preference, just look at it on your white paper and see what color it shimmers. I really think that's blue. So let me go ahead and mark this one in case we want to look at it later. And it is Stardust. I double checked. All right. And then let's go ahead and use Crystal. This one's called Crystal. My camera's being a stinker. Maybe it doesn't like all this shiny stuff. So let's go ahead and just squeeze some of this on here. I'm running out of stickles. I really need to get some more. I like the Stardust ones too. I also really like the diamond, but I didn't have any of those left. This one's running out too. Come on, Crystal. Show us what you got. I think I just don't have enough left. I was working before. There it comes. I think it's just getting really empty. Oh, now I got a big old fat line. That's okay. And this one actually shines a little bit more greenish. I don't know if you guys can tell on the camera. The top one shines more blue, the Stardust, and the bottom one, which is Crystal, shines more of a greenish hue from my point of view. So let's go ahead and mark that one too. That one's Crystal. I wish I could do Diamond for you, but I'm all out. But I am going to try these, which I didn't do before. I thought, you know what, I have more like glitter glue somewhere, and it's called Nouveau. And I don't know if you've tried that, but this one is silver. I know I have gold somewhere, I just can't put my finger on it. But this one's silver, so let's go ahead and just put some of this out. I wish I had thought of this before because we'd have some dry already, but these are going to turn out looking pretty silvery, which is going to be kind of cool. I don't like the ones that have air bubbles in them. But let's go ahead and make some of these. Let's see. Maybe some of this will be dry by the time we're done. Or I'll have to show you another time. If you guys have some of these at home, try it out. Ooh, I would like to see what the gold ones look like. I think that'd be really snazzy. So yeah, we did what? Regular glue with sprinkled glitter. That way you could do it any color you want. Stickles or Nouveau drops, and this is silver, so it should look really silvery. So let's go ahead and put that down on too. Nouveau silver. My biggest problem in life is when I say, oh, I'm not going to write that down, I'll remember it. And I don't. So there we go, we've got some extra ones there. Which ones take less time to dry? That is an excellent question. My guess would be almost exactly the same, but I've never tested it. So if you have a chance to test that, let me know. I keep rolling over my electric little lap blanket since I'm kind of cold today. All right, so this one that we started out, now that we know how to make those little lovelies, I want to use a little bit of inks here that I've got in some of my little finger dots. If I know where I put them. I just decided I wanted to do this. I thought it would look really, really cool. Yeah, there they are. I need to revamp that drawer. But I wanted to show you what I was talking about as far as putting some lights on the inside here. Make this look like it's looking in the window. So I'm going to grab a little bit of yellow. And hopefully I have some ink left on there. I do. And do a little bit of a glow. So it looks like it's like there's a warm glow coming through the window. You see that? That's pretty. Wow, it picks up that yellow really bright. It's a lot lighter on my end, but it looks cool. So it looks like you're looking in. And then you can put little colored dots on here as well. I would probably use, let me think, like maybe a Q-tip or something. I don't have one of those handy right now. But something smaller. What else could we use? My finger itches for some odd reason. If you have a little stamp that's got a little dot on it, that would be really cool. I'm looking at my stamps right now and I don't have anything next to me that has a tiny dot. Let me check this one. Oh, this one has a big dot. Like a moon. Oh, have you guys seen this new set? It's called Vinny's Fave from May Made It. It's so cool. I want to put this behind another one when we do this. So let's go ahead and do that. I want to make a card using that. I want to make one that's got a larger window in it though, not like this. And if you don't want your card to be like all white, that's fine. You can add all the stuff to it that you want. You can make it look like siding on the house by swiping some of these little guys if you've got some of these in brown or gray or whatever. go ahead and do that. I think I'm going to try that on the next one. Because we have enough, I think, time for me to actually create a card here. So where do we want to use this one? I don't know where the other one flew off to. I should have one long enough to hit another window. Now, I don't want to use these right here because then they don't reach in as far. So here's a couple of choices that you have. You can actually use an electronic cutter or something, or just use your trimmer and cut a square. Put your square on there, like one of these little tiny ones I have, okay? You can't even see it, can you? Let me go ahead and give this one a quick color, so you can see it. Okay, so put that square on there, trace it with pencil, and then cut it. That's an easy way to do it. Otherwise, if you're really good with your trimmer, you could put this right into your trimmer and use your trimmer to cut that. And then the third way, if you don't have a trimmer or you're not really good at that, if you're comfortable using an X-Acto knife, you can use an X-Acto knife and a straight edge, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this one. And it probably won't be exactly perfect, but that's okay. I'm going to use this to put a little siding on my house, and I think I'm going to use Stormy Sky. Hopefully it's not too dry. I won't be able to see it a little bit. Oh, look at that. We probably would even want this to be smaller, I would think. But let's try it out. We're all about trying new things, right? Okay. That looks cool. Now I'm going to take my, where's my little green guy? Because I don't want to cut up my mat. Put my little green guy under here. There we go. And let's create ourselves a window. I'm going to go ahead and use the top as my alignment to see how straight I can get it, and then I'm just going to kind of eyeball how big do I want that. You can even add shutters and all kinds of crazy stuff. Be really super fun. If I start this on an inch, I'm not going to try to measure it. That's too much work. I'm just going to eyeball it. If I put this, if I match this up on my with the lines on my cutting mat here, I should be able to eyeball that up pretty well. Oh, I got some sliders. And then I'm going to make another cut across. I might have to extend one of my lines a tad. This one right here. Didn't quite get it straight enough. There we go. And a little bit in my corner. Finish it off. Like I said, if you are uncomfortable using the little craft knife, or you just don't want to have to worry about the measurements, then go ahead and just use your trimmer or your paper cutter. Cut yourself a nice little size square. Go ahead and just trace it, and then put a little hole in there and cut it out with your scissors. That's much, much easier, safer in my mind. So this is quite a big window. Now let's say, like, I want my tree to show up, but I don't want it to look like a great big bay window. I maybe want some little crisscrosses to go in there. You can do that on this side. Ooh, look, I got pink all over the inside of my card. I may have to add something to that to cover it up. Let's see. Here we go. Let me go ahead and cut a couple of these so we can make a crisscross on our window. I'm thinking maybe a ½ inch. ½ inch will probably do us. That might be a little bit big, but I'm going to go with ½ inch. So like this and this. I'm going for a crisscross in my window like that. Does that make sense? And Littler, thank you so much, my friend. Hearts to you. Thank you so much for the donation to the channel and the series that's going on right now. Appreciate you. So this one is going to go across. Let's go ahead and put a little glue on here. Just on the ends. Try to center it up here. And if you don't want these to be able to be seen, you can always put a panel behind there, but be careful. If you panel it, then you have to stamp on your panel what you see in your window. I hope that makes sense. I'll show you what I mean. Alrighty. So here we've got our little cross in our window. That may be a little bit thick, but that's okay. If you want to put a panel to cover this up, you have to stamp what you see through here, because when you put the panel in, you're going to cover up this part. You'll be able to see it. I hope that makes sense. Hey, Sherry. Hi, Pam. Oh, it keeps selling out. That stinks. My knee itches now. I'm just complete full of itches tonight, I guess. Okay. Now, you can put whatever you want in the inside. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this guy again. And I'm using VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And a tree. Look, I made a mess of that. Hopefully I don't mess it up on the inside. Kind of decide, like, where do you want that tree to show up? Maybe about right there. That looks pretty good. I'm not going to worry about the boo-boo on the inside. We're just going to keep rolling with it. But there's my tree. So just tap it crooked. But it shows in my window. That's what I want. I'm definitely going to want to clean this off. So let me move this over. You go ahead and make a line across on yours if you don't want your tree to be crooked in your window, if that bugs you. I could have made a line across here and then made sure that it was straight, but just for the sake of the video, I want to get the card done. Because we do have a pre-sale tonight and we do have a sale tomorrow. So this one will be probably cut short from the hour so that I can get set up for that. So if you want to get in on the pre-sales, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/koalitycrafts. And if you can't find that, just go to koalitycrafts.com and everything in our community is listed there. Our Patreon, our blog, our Facebook group, anything that you want to find will be in there. The other thing I thought, which I was going to use it, but kind of run down on time here, was putting these trees in the windows. So you could see these trees outside, the little birches. But I can do that another time. A little bit of that yellow coming back in here. A little warm glow coming from the house. Coming through the windows. You could decorate your tree if you want, but there I've got some nice warm glow coming from my house. And then I want to put on, of course, these little guys. I wonder if that one will be long enough. Not quite. Let's go ahead and try this one. Oh, that one will work. I'll have to cut a little bit off of this one. Uh-oh. These ones are crisping off on me. No! Our stickles aren't going to work? Oh. Do you see what's happening here? Look what happened to the Stardust stickles. Hold on a second. I need my little brush. It is a really good thing that I did some of these ahead of time. Let me hold this up for you. Check this out. This is the Stickles, and it's just crumbling off of here. It's not coming off. Maybe I didn't do them thick enough. Maybe if you do Stickles, you have to have them super thick. Let's try this. Nope, they're coming off like, have you ever had that candy stuff? Those candy dots? They're coming off like candy dots. So, nix the Stickles. That did not work. These are probably not dry either. These I did a lot thicker. Do you see that one, how big and fat it is? I'll have to let you know if that works out. And the Nouveau, we'll have to try the Nouveau as well. I should have done that one earlier. Nope, they're not dry enough to try. So, I'll have to add my little poor icicles later because the Stickles got really crunchy and they didn't work. That's a bummer. Let me go ahead and add some green to my tree. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm going to add a little bit of dark green too if I can find one. Ooh, this one looks dark green. Look at that. Yeah, Connie, that's how I feel. Oh no. It's okay though. We craft and learn. Look at that. This turned out really cute, did it not? And I could put like maybe a panel across here to cover out my little boo-boos. And I think I'll probably do that. So, you will have to tune in for next time as we see what happens in the saga of the Nouveau versus the Stickles versus the regular glue, which seems to work the best, right? Connie, good question. So the ones that worked really well on the little windows, let me pull that back out. This was just plain Aleene's tacky glue and glitter drizzled right on top of it. That's all it was. I'll show you. Let me pull this one out before we say goodnight. We did one tonight right here. So let me just pull out that piece of paper here. I've got a card base. Okay? We put Aleene's tacky glue on here. Alright? And then all we did was dust some just regular whatever glitter you have sitting around. This happens to be jazzy glitter. That's what I had. And that's how it turned out. I'm going to shake off a lot more of that glitter once it dries, but for right now I'm just going to leave it. So if you're looking for one that worked really well, that's what this one was right here. We've got 3 windows with our Stickles on it, our homemade icicles. Right there. DIY icicles. We did double bows in the window trick. So if you like this kind of idea and you want to have more winter card ideas and stuff like that for like wintertime stuff, with maybe snowflakes and some other fun little tips and tricks, let me know. We can do that for the next time. I want to also remind you that tomorrow's sale, there'll be one tonight for the patrons, of course, but that'll be in the private group. Tomorrow's sale on Saturday, because I'm going to go home and be with my dad and my mom. My dad is in hospice at home. If you come to the sale tomorrow, all the invoices will be due right away. Because anybody who doesn't pay by, I think it's going to be Sunday evening at 5, won't get mailed out for at least another week. Maybe 2 weeks, depending on how long I stay at my parents' house, okay? So I just want to let you guys know that I won't be around. So if you don't pay, it's nothing against you, but I'm not going to be around to send anything out past that due date. So you'll have until Sunday afternoon to pay, and then I'll send everything out Monday morning, and then as soon as I take everything to the post office at 8 a.m., I'm going to just head straight up north, okay? Yeah, you like this idea of doing tips and tricks and fun stuff like that? I think it's really fun, and I'd really like to share with you what happened with the Nouveau. And we'll make some more. We'll maybe experiment and see if anything else works as well. Maybe different glues. I think I have an Elmer, so we may be able to try that. And I'll get back to you on that. So that'll be something that we can look forward to. Yeah, and the bows too. I could put a bow on. I want to put a bow on the other one actually. Where's that one? This one. I was thinking, wouldn't it be cute if we put a bow like on the corner? Maybe this long one. And have the bow hanging down on the card like that. That would be really pretty. And even if, imagine this was red or blue, you know. That one's hard to see in the camera, I know. But it's really pretty. You could even put stickles, the silver stickles and stuff on your Christmas tree if you're willing to let it dry overnight. Because then you'd have some shiny, sparkly things hanging out your window too. Oh my gosh, just super fun. Like, when I start playing with stuff, then all kinds of ideas just come to my mind. But I do hope that you guys enjoyed this. I would love to do another one, so the next time, just stick around Quality Crafts on Facebook, and I will give you the lowdown. I'll let you know when I'm going to be back. But just, the daubers are from Amazon. That's where I got mine. If you want a link, I can also give you a link. Just let me know. Otherwise, I think maybe qualitycrafts.com, click on the Amazon. There might be some links in there to them. I'm not positive. I can't remember. But thank you guys for the hugs and the prayers. I will be keeping you in the loop and let you know when the next videos are going to be happening. So we're going to have the pre-sale tonight. We're going to have the regular sale tomorrow on Saturday. And then there will be no Wednesday or Friday next week for sure. And so stick around, and I'll let you guys know in the Facebook group. So if you don't have Facebook, grab a friend who does, and I can't wait to see you guys next video.